Hello guys! Welcome back to school and welcome back sa ating channel Vision 21. So for today's video ay magkakaroon tayo ng video lesson about accounting equation. Kaka-upload ko lang ng bagong video for a long time at ito agad yung sasalubong sa atin, mathematics agad. But anyway, napag-desisyonan ko kasi since sa akong guro and medyo magiging busy sa pagbubukas ng klase for this school year. So, naisip ko na para naman makatulong sa mga mag-aaral, hindi lamang sa mga mag-aaral ko na matuto, kundi na rin sa mga iba na nangangailangan. So, kung ikaw ay merong subject na ABM 1 ngayon, maging guro ka man or teacher, sana ay makatulong sa inyo ang video nito. So, ano yung tinatawag nating accounting equation? Kadalasan, naririnig natin ang word na equation in mathematics subjects. At ito na nga ang ating accounting equation. Makikita natin, assets equals liabilities and plus equity. So, tatlong bagay na kailangan nating tandaan pagdating sa accounting equation. Ano naman itong tinatawag na assets? These are sources you control that have resulted from past events and can provide you with future economic benefits. Simple lang, tatandaan natin, kapag pinag-uusapan ng assets, ito yung mga pag-aari ng isang tao. Pag-aari ng isang kumpanya na magiging rason or na makapagbibigay sa kanya ng income. Halimbawa, ang kumpanya ay merong machine na ginagamit niya sa paggawa ng kanilang produkto. Assets yun. Meron silang cash. Tinatawag ang cash na assets. Pinaka-basic na asset ang cash. And then, meron silang factory. Assets din yun. Sasakyan. Pwede ba? Depende. Pwede yung sasakyan na maging asset kapag ginagamit siya sa kumpanya mismo or sa business mismo. Subalit, kapag ang sasakyan ay personally owned, yun papasok yung tinatawag natin business entity principle, which is actually a lesson before this account equation. So, ngayon, alam na natin kung ano yung mga assets, puntahan naman natin kung ano yung liabilities. Kung ang asset ay nakapagdadagdag ng income sa kumpanya or sa business, ang tinatawag naman nating liability ay kasalungat. Maaari siyang makapagbawas ng iyong ari-arian. Kapag dumating yung panahon na kailangan mo na siyang i-settle down or i-settle. These are obligations, halimbawa utang, halimbawa nakasangla yung nakasangla yung masasakyan, yun ay tinatawag na liability. So, kailangan mo siyang bayaran pagdating ng panahon and babawas siya sa iyong assets. Halimbawa, sa cash. Mababawasan yung cash kasi magbabayad ka. So, yun yung sinasabing liability. Owner's equity is simply defined as assets minus liabilities. Ganun lang kasimple. Babayaran mo lahat ng iyong obligations at ang natira mula sa iyong mga ari-arian ay tinatawag na owner's equity. Simple lang. Pwede rin nating tawagin ang owner's equity na capital, pwede rin siyang net assets, and also net worth. So para mas maintindihan natin yung tungkol sa accounting equation, let's have this example. For example, gusto mo magkaroon ng barbecue stand. Kasi nga, nakita mo yung kapitbahay mo na nagba-barbecue kahapon. Nag-barbecue siya, and then gusto mo rin mag-barbecue. Yan hilig natin yan gaya-gaya. So, for example, gusto mong magtayo ng barbecue stand, and you estimated a capital of 2,000 pesos. Naisip mo na wala kang ibang mapagkukunan ng iyong capital, kundi yung piggy bank mo. Naisip mo, ay may tabi pa pala ako na pera sa aking alkansya. And yun, binuksan mo nga, winasak mo, dinurog mo pa, at meron kang natagpuang 800 pesos sa iyong piggy bank. Kulang pa siya sa 2,000 na estimated capital mo. But anyway, at this moment, if we tried to apply this in our equation, ito yung magiging mukha ng ating equation. Yan. Tingnan natin, no? So, assets equals liabilities plus equity. So, ano yung assets natin dito? Ano yung ari-arian natin? We're talking here, ari-arian ng ating barbecue stand. So, of course, yung una ay ang ating 800 pesos mula sa ating piggy bank. Ayun. walang ibang ari-arian ang iyong barbecue stand for this time. However, wala ka rin namang babayaran pa. Wala ka pang obligasyon. So your liability will be zero. And based on our definition, owner's equity is subtracting liability from assets. So pag yung liability natin 0 and our assets is 800, so automatically yung ating equity ay magiging 800 din. Ayan. So medyo maliwanag na kung ano yung account equation. Paano siya gamitin in our business. Actually, this account equation, ang ginagamit natin para balansehin or i-record yung ating mga transactions in our business. Kung titingnan nyo, 2,000 yung gusto mong puhunan, pero meron ka lamang 800 pesos, medyo malayo, and sabi mo, ayoko mag-start na maliit lang yung pera kung 800 lamang. Gusto ko talaga 2,000. So, yun, lumapit ka sa iyong pinaka best friend pagdating sa utang. Yun. Sino kaya to? So, siyempre ako, hindi. So, ayun, si Mr. Bombay. Mr. 5'6" kung tawagin. So, lumapit ka at umutang ka ng 1,200. Magkano kaya yung tubo nito? 5'6", di ba? Magkano kaya yung tubo? Bahala na kayo. Kwentahin nyo na lang. So, eto yun, magiging liability na natin. Meron na tayong obligasyon. Pagdating ng isang buwan, kailangan mo nang bayaran yung tubo. Or, yun na, obligation mo na siya. So, i-record natin siya sa ating, gamit ang ating accounting equation. So, ang ating assets this time, ilan na kaya? Meron na tayong 800 kanina na pag-aari. Tapos madadagdagan ng 1,200. Ilan na kaya yung assets natin? Ayan, meron na tayong 2,000 na assets. So, liability 1,200. Kung titignan natin, meron tayong 2,000 na assets minus 1,200. So, meron tayong equity na 800 pesos. So, kung babalik rin naman natin, meron tayong 800 pesos na equity kanina, di ba? And then, nagkaroon tayo ng utang na liability na 1,200. So, meron tayong assets na 200. So, balance pa rin. So, kung mapapansin nyo, kasi nga equation siya, equation, ginamit nating symbol is equal. That means, ang side na yon at side na papunta rito ay balanse. Hindi pwedeng mag-iba yung total amount. Kasi nga equal. So, always take note that the accounting equation is always balanced. And the accounting equation also is an algebraic expression. Therefore, we can make variations from it. Pag sinabi natin variation, yung pagkaiba-iba na kanilang forma, pero the same pa rin yung gusto nilang sabihin. Anyway, para mas maintindihan natin, proceed tayo sa ating original equation. This is the original equation. Assets equals liability plus owner's equity. Yun, meron nga tayong 2,000 pesos na asset and then liability na 1,200. Then, owner's equity natin na 800. So, based on this original equation, makakagawa tayo ng ibang variations. So, ito yung ibig sabihin ko na variations. Una, pwede nating ganito ang pagkakasulat. Assets minus liability equals owner's equity. So, ayan. Kung makikita ninyo, nagkaroon tayo ng operation na minus. And, naging solo sa side na to ang ating owner's equity. Then, tumabi sa ating assets si liability. Diba? In mathematics, matatawag natin to, pwede natin itong magawa. If we follow the rule in algebra, we subtracted from our original equation, we subtract both sides with liability. So, kaya, ang nangyari, if assets minus liability, magiging assets minus liability. And then, in this sides, liability plus owner's equity minus liability, mawawala yung liability. Kaya, ang natira ay owner's equity. Diba? Natatandaan niyo pa ba yon? In simple terms, pwede natin gawin rin yung tinatawag na transposition, in which ililipat natin siya sa kabilang side, tapos iibahin natin yung operation or yung tinatawag nating symbol or sign. So, halimbawa dito, positive yung liability. Ayan, yung sign niya is positive. Nilipat natin sa kabila, tinabi natin kay assets, naging negative. Natatandaan? Okay, very good. So, in this case, ipapakita ko sa inyo na ang ating equation still balanced pa rin. So, this side, meron tayong value na 800 sa owner's equity. And then this side, kung ating i-compute, 2,000 minus liability na 1,200, meron ding 800. So, yung equation natin ay still balanced. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ko na dapat siya balanse. And we can make other variations. So, let's proceed with another variation. This is the variation number 2 in which assets minus equity naman is equal to our liability. Ayan. Tingnan natin kung balanced ba. In this side, solo na 1,200 yung value. And this side, 2,000 minus 800, that is 1,200. So yun ang gusto kong ipakita sa inyo, na kahit anong variations, we always take note that the accounting equation remains balanced. Balanced po siya. Sir, magtatanong ako, halimbawa kung merong hindi balance talaga, ano kaya sa tingin nyo kung hindi balance ang equation natin? Well, kaya nga siya tinawag na equation kasi equal ang both sides. And definitely, kung hindi balanced, that means meron po tayong nagawang mistake. Yan ha, mga estudyante, makinig ng mabuti, merong mistake. And wag niyong i-argue. Meron talagang mistake na nangyari kapag hindi siya balanced. Dapat niyang tandaan. In some situations, pwede nating ma-encounter ang tinatawag nating expanded accounting equation. Yun, expanded siya in the sense na merong dinagdag na dalawang quantity. Ito yung mga dinagdag. Una, nagdagdag ng income. Expanded nga, di ba? Kaya expected na hahaba yung equation natin. So, dinagdagan siya ng income. No? Akala nyo kanina, yung owner's equity, yun na rin yung income. Kasi babawasan lang ng liabilities yung ari-arian. But, different po yung income and different yung owner's equity. Pagkatapos bawasan ng income, dagdagan ng income, ayun, at babawasan naman siya ng tinatawag nating expenses. So, magkaiba rin yun. Magkaiba rin yung liability at expenses. Kasi yung liability, babayaran, utang, expenses, binayaran mo siya, wala ka nang babayaran pa. So this is how the expanded accounting equation looks like. Income are increases in economic benefits. Dagdag sa iyong puhunan. Then babawasan na siya ng lahat ng gastusin. So expenses, yun yung gastusin. No? Gastusin mo sa lahat na operations mo sa iyong business. Halimbawa, kung sa business natin na barbecue stand, yung binili mong uling, binili mong barbecue grill, diba? Ano pa kailangan? Yung stick, yung sauce, suka, lahat ng seasonings, no? So, pwede rin yung expenses. Lahat ng yung gastusin in the operation of your business. Take note also, if income is greater than expenses, ang tawag daw doon ay profit. Kumita ka, no? Kumita yung negosyo mo. Ay, malaki yung income eh. Malaki yung pumasok. Malaki yung dagdag kumpara sa yung nabawas. Subalit, kapag mas malaki yung tinatawag na expenses kaysa sa income, ang tawag daw doon ay lugi, no? You lost. Talo ka sa yung negosyo. Lugi ka. But anyway, let's proceed. Meron tayong assets na 2,000 and nagkaroon ka ng utang na 1,200 and equity of 800 pesos. Now, during the operation, you earned income of 10,000 pesos. So, sabi dito, during the period. Kasi, yun na nga, based on the principle of time period in accounting, kailangan meron talaga siyang time interval para mo masabi na kailan ka kumita, meron siyang span of time. So, eto, during the period. So, we don't know if it is during a monthly ba siya, or quarterly ba siya, annually, ganun. So, basta during the period, kumita daw siya or nagkaroon siya ng income na 10,000. And of course, gumastos din siya ng 6,200. Okay? So, tandaan natin na kailangan mo rin naman talagang gumastos sa iyong negosyo. Hindi pwede na puro lang kita, walang gastos. So, kailangan mo rin gumastos. And yun na nga, meron siyang 6,200 na gastos. So, at the end of the period, your total assets increased to 5,000. So, from 2,000, naging 5,000 na daw yung total assets. And then, the liability decreased to 400. Ibig sabihin, nakabayad na siya kay Mr. Bombay ng 800 pesos plus yung tubo. So, meron na lamang siyang natitirang bayaran na 400 pesos. Babayaran, I mean. So, with this, i-record natin siya or gagawa natin ng account equation. Meron tayong income. This time, ito na yung kung saan gagamitin na natin yung tinatawag na expanded account equation. Kasi nga, meron ng income at saka expenses. So, nandyan na yung income, expenses natin na 6,200, and assets na 5,000, at saka 400 pesos na ating liability. Hindi na mention yung equity. Kaya, yun ay kailangan natin i-compute. So, based on our knowledge of account equation, magkano kaya yung equity natin? Sige, bibigyan ko kayo ng time para ma-compute kung magkano yung equity natin. Okay, tingnan natin kung tama ba yung sagot. Ayan, meron tayong 800 na equity. Previously, we still know that our equity is 800. And this time, kung ating i-compute again, still equity is 800. So, base rito sa ating expanded equation, kung i-compute natin yung profit, ito na yung talagang kita, no? Tubo, yung naging kita mo for the whole period. Bale, malinis na siya, nakita. Kasi binawasan na siya sa lahat ng yung expenses. So, profit is equal actually to income minus expenses. Now, our income of 10,000, babawasan natin ng 6,200, meron tayong kita na 3,800. Okay. So, ayun. Hindi siya lugi sa kanyang pagninegosyo. Buti, hindi nalugi, no? Good if ganito ang nangyari, hindi siya lugi. Malas na lang kung lugi. So, ending balance of equity is computed as follows. At the end of the period, kailangan i-compute yung ending balance. Ito yung ending balance kung tawagin. Tingnan natin yung equity at the beginning. Meron tayong 800. Equity, di ba? Ito yung ari-arian mo, babawasan ng liability is owner's equity. So, at the start, meron 800. Yung income mo, no, 10,000, babawasan mo ng yung expenses na 6,200. So, take note, sa mga gustong magnegosyo dyan, ito yung pinaka-basic para computein yung kita. So, 800, halimbawa, no, yung unang equity, owner's equity, and then, income na 10,000, babawasan mo ng iyong mga gastusin na 6,200. By the way, if nakita nyo na merong close open parenthesis na figure, in accounting, kapag ganito yung nakita, nangangahulugan yan na negative ang amount niya. So, this means negative 6,200. And then, ending equity ngayon will be 4,600. So, ito na yung magiging equity niya for the next period. O, di ba? Kasi, hindi matatapos yung negosyo niya dyan kasi nga kumita siya, no? So, magpapatuloy pa yung negosyo niya. So, based again on another principle in accounting, yung going concern principle, hindi mo alam kung kailan or hanggang kailan magpapatuloy yung negosyo mo. So, since kumita siya, malamang magpapatuloy pa siya sa kanyang negosyo. And ang magiging owner's equity na niya na gagamitin for the next period, ito na yung tinatawag nating ending equity for this period. So, which is 4,600. So, yun. That's all about our accounting equation, and sana may natutunan kayo. So for this time, ay susubukan natin i-solve or subukan natin sagutan yung mga activities related to accounting equation. Here we go, case number 1. If we have a total liability of 1,200 and equity of 800, how much is your total assets? Okay. Hinahanap dito ay ang assets. So, gamitin natin yung ating equation. Ito yung basic equation natin kasi walang income and expenses. So, our given liabilities 1,200 and with an equity of 800 pesos. So, dito papasok yung concept na dapat i-balanse ang bawat bahagi or bawat sides ng ating equation. So, and anyway, using also this equation, alam natin na 1,200 plus 800 is equal to 2,000. Ayan. Still balanced din siya. Now, in case number 2, ayun, baliktad yung given. Meron daw tayong assets na 2,000 and equity of 800. How much is your liabilities? Ang liability naman yung hinahanap ngayon. So, gamit ang ating accounting equation, given natin yung 2,000 pesos na assets at saka equity na 800. Simple lang, we subtract 2,000 minus 800 pesos at meron na tayong liability na 1,200. For case number 3, if you have a total assets of 3,000 and liabilities of 1,200, how much is your equity? This time, ang hinahanap ay equity. So, ito yung given natin. Ilalagay natin yung assets, 3,000, and then liability na 1,200. Applying the concept that the equation must always be balanced. So, kailangan meron tayong equity na 1,800 para magkaroon ng balance na equation. So, ang ginawa, 3,000 minus 1,200 at meron tayong 1,800. So, yan for case number 3. And let's proceed to case number 4.1. If you have a total income of 5,000 and a total expense of 2,000, how much is your profit or loss? So, in-emphasize dito, profit, close open parenthesis, loss. Kasi nga, hindi pa natin alam, no, kung profit ba siya or loss at the end. But, looking upon the given, makikita naman natin na yung income ay mas malaki kaysa sa expenses. So, inaasahan natin na talagang profit ang kalalabasan. So, since walang ibang given aside from income and expenses, we automatically use the formula income less the total expense to get the profit. And take note, by the way, in accounting, amounts in parentheses are negative amounts. Okay? Tandaan po natin yan. So, ang mangyayari, meron tayong profit na 3,000. So, magkaiba po yung income at saka profit. Yung profit is kumbaga, malinis na po nakita yan. Samantala yung income, hindi pa po nabawasan ng ating mga gastusin. Okay. Okay, proceed tayo sa case 4.2. By the way, these activities ay base po sa module na ginagamit ko in my class this time. No? So, again, nasa description po sa baba yung ating module na ginagamit. Case 4.2, if you have a total income of 6,000 and total expenses of 11,000, how much is your profit or your loss? Again, 6,000 total income minus 11,000 total expenses. So, dito na magkakaroon ng lugi. Okay. Lugi na siya ng 5,000 pesos. Let's proceed to case number 5. If you have a total expense of 2,000 and a profit of 3,000, how much is your total income? Kung titingnan natin, nabaliktad na yung ating given. Meron tayong profit and expenses, ngunit wala tayong income. So, ganun pa rin, no? Ang gagawin natin is, lalagyan natin lahat ng given. Kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong blank sa ating total income. Kasi, yun yung hinahanap natin. And again, 2,000 is negative value. And our profit is 3,000. And since in this situation, nauna yung profit, so magsisimula tayo sa baba. We will start from the profit, 3,000, then going up, para makuha natin yung income. In accounting, this process is known as squeeze or squeezing. Kahalintulad siya ng tinatawag nating transposition in mathematics. So, ang mangyayari is, kapag pababa, negative siya, ang gagawin is magiging kabaliktaran kapag papunta tayo sa taas yung proseso. So, in this case, yung 2,000 natin na negative value, magiging positive na siya. So, ang mangyayari, 3,000 plus 2,000 will be 5,000. And kung i-check naman natin pababa, 5,000 minus 2,000 is 3,000. So, yan po yung squeezing na tinatawag natin in accounting. Ginagawa po natin yung squeezing para mas mapadali yung paghahanap natin ng value. Di na natin kailangan dumaan doon sa natural na process ng paghahanap ng formula. Okay? So, siguro ay naintindihan naman natin. Proceed tayo sa case number 6. If you have a total income of 5,000 and profit of 3,000, how much is your total expenses for the period? So, ang hinihingi ngayon ay ang iyong expenses. Ganun pa rin, we will all list down the given. Meron tayong given na 5,000 at saka profit na 3,000. Hinahanap natin yung expenses. We still do the squeezing. So, papunta tayong pataas. Kaya ang mangyayari sa 5,000 na positive ay magiging negative. So, meron tayong negative 2,000. So, yun ang magiging total expenses natin. Ganun lang kasimple. Let's proceed to case number 7. If we have an ending total assets of 4,800 and ending total liabilities of 1,000 and beginning equity of 800, with the total expenses for the period amounts to 2,000, how much is your total income? Ang hinahanap ngayon ay ang total income. With this case, marami tayong given, and take note, meron tayong given na expenses, at saka hinahanap pa ang total income. So, dito papasok yung ating expanded accounting equation. So, ito yung expanded natin. Ilagay natin yung assets na 4,800, liabilities na 1,000, equity na 800, expenses na 2,000, So, hinahanap natin yung income. Our solution will be 4,800. Babawasan natin ng 1,000 minus 800 and plus 2,000. So, the result will be our income, 5,000 pesos. Ayan. So, makikita natin, 4,800 is equal to 1,000 plus 800 plus 5,000 minus 2,000. So, balance pa rin yung equation natin. Ito yung gamit ng ating expanded accounting equation. We also have another example using expanded accounting equation here. Having a total assets of 4,800, total liabilities of 1,000, beginning equity of 800. If the total income for period amounts to 5,000, how much is your total expenses? Okay. Again, ito na yung ating expanded equation. Lagay natin yung assets natin, then liabilities, tsaka equity. Ayan, income na 5,000, hinahanap yung expenses. So with this, 4,800 minus 1,000, which is our liability, minus equity na 800, minus 5,000 is equal to negative 2,000 pesos. So, ang expenses natin ay 2,000 pesos. So, nagtataka kayo, bakit negative? Tapos nilagay natin sa expenses, hindi negative. Kasi nga, yung sign natin dito ay negative na siya. No? So, yan na yung ating expenses. Proceed tayo sa case number 9.1. Your beginning equity is 5,000. And total income for the period is 8,000. Expenses of 6,000. How much is your ending balance of your equity? Ending balance of equity ang hinahanap. So, gagamitin natin yung ending equity. So, eto yun, beginning equity, which is 5,000 based on the given natin. Meron din tayong income na 8,000. Less expenses na 6,000 pesos. So, kasi less ang ginamit na word, meaning negative yung ating 6,000. Equity ending is 7,000. So, paano nangyari? Ayun, 5,000 plus 8,000. Kita, 5,000 plus 8,000. Meron tayong 13,000. Then, 13,000 minus 6,000, meron tayong 7,000. Ganun lang ang gagawin kapag ganito yung situation. Another example here, or another problem, your beginning equity is 5,000 while your ending equity is 7,000. How much is your profit or loss for the period? Beginning equity. Then, hinahanap natin yung loss or yung profit for the period with ending equity of 7,000. So, dito, gagawin uli natin yung squeezing. Yung 5,000 na positive, magiging negative. So, this will become negative 5,000 plus 7,000. Ang matitira ay positive 2,000. Addition of integers lang po siya. No? So, ang 2,000 na yan ay ang profit. Since hindi siya close open parenthesis, profit ang magiging resulta. Ibig sabihin, pwede rin nating makompute yung ating profit using equity, beginning, and ending equity. Now, let's proceed to case number 11. In this question, we have a total asset, liability, and equity of 10,000 pesos, 7,000 pesos, and 3,000 pesos respectively. So magkasunod po yan, yung asset natin yung 10,000, 7,000 naman yung ating liabilities, at saka 3,000 naman yung ating equity. Yes, equity nga. And then at the beginning of the period po yan. But during the period, this says that our liability decreased by 4,000 pesos. Ayun. So, decreased by. Ibig sabihin, nabawasan ng. No? Merong nabawas na 4,000 pesos. While your profit is 5,000. How much is your ending total assets? Okay, magtataka kayo, bakit ginamit still ang word na equity? In this case, wala kasi yung income and expenses. Yung profit can be computed by our assets and our liabilities. So, ganun lang yun. So, una, meron tayong assets na 10,000. Ayan. Then, meron tayong liability na 7,000. And equity na 3,000. So, ang nangyari in this scenario, nag-decrease daw by 4,000. So, babawasan ng 4,000 ang liability. So, that will be our decrease in liability, 4,000. In equity still, pero yung naging equity na natin is 5,000. Okay. Ito, 5,000 na yung ating equity. As given. So, what we need to do is just compute our liability and our equity para makuha natin yung ending assets natin. So, ang mangyari, ganito, 7,000 minus 4,000 is equal to 3,000. And our equity will be 8,000. So, we add this liability and equity and will result to our ending total assets na 11,000. So, ganun lang. Now, let's proceed to, I think, the last scenario or case here. Now, let's proceed to case number 12. So, malapit na tayong matapos. I guess this will be the last problem na ating sasagutan. Okay. You have a total assets, liabilities, and equity of 10,000 pesos, 7,000 pesos, and 3,000 pesos. Okay, the same problem, the same given. Ang kaibahan lang ay gumamit ng word na decreased to. Ayan. When we say decreased by, yung amount ibabawas natin, no? Ibabawas natin siya. But when we say decreased to, di na natin siya kailangan bawasan kasi yung amount ay yun na yung kalalabasan matapos siya bawasan. Meaning, tapos na siyang binawasan at yan na lang yung natira. Ayan. So in this case, hindi na babawasan yung liability ng anumang amount kasi natira na automatic yung 4,000 at the end of the period. So, ang nangyari ay ganito. Magiging ending liability automatic ang 4,000. So, hindi na natin kailangan hanapin pa ang decrease in liability. The same, hindi na natin kailangan ilagay yung assets, yung beginning liability. Kasi nga, nandyan na yung ending liability. So, irrelevant na yung iba na given. We only have to put our equity at the beginning and equity during the period. So, meron tayong 8,000 na equity plus 4,000 na liability at magkakaroon tayo na ending total assets na 12,000. So, natapos din natin ang mga problems sa araw na to. And congratulations to all of us. So, sana marami kayong natutunan. At bago tayo magtapos ay sana you remember these concepts in accounting equation. Ano daw? Yun, basta yun na yun. So, lahat na ating pinag-usapan, yun na yun. So, maraming salamat sa iyong panunood. And sana ay may natutunan kayo sa araw na to. Bago natin tapusin, please subscribe and comment below para sa improvement ng susunod nating video.